start with the right foot forward in overhand with the right hand. Make your giant. And now we're gonna pivot to the left, come out underhand, then switch your feet so your right foot is in the front, so you can step your right foot forward or your left one back, whichever. And then at the bottom of the turn, swivel again to overhand. Then don't change your feet. Now your left foot is forward and you're all prepped to make the right turn, so pivot to the right. Then step your left foot forward and pivot to the right again, and you're back where you started with your right foot forward in overhand. So let's do it again. We're overhand here, right foot is forward. At the top of the turn, pivot to underhand. Then step your right foot forward or your left foot back. At the bottom of the turn, pivot to overhand. Always turning in the direction of your back foot. Now your right foot is back, so we're going to turn to the right, pivot to the right, come out underhand. Switch your feet, so your left foot steps forward, and then you pivot to the right again, and you come out in overhand. So your right foot is still forward. You're in overhand with your left hand, and then we go giant. At the bottom of the turn, pivot left, come out in underhand, the bottom of the turn, and then step your right foot forward. So your right foot's in front, which means we pivot to the left because you're pivoting in the direction of your back foot. At the top of the turn, turn to overhand. And you're back where you started, but your feet are different than they were when you started, which is correct. So your left foot should be forward. Now we're gonna pivot to the right, and we're gonna come out underhand, right back where we just came from, at the top of the turn. And then we switch the feet, so the left foot comes forward. And at the bottom of the turn, pivot back to overhand, and now you've done a full cycle. And we'll do it again. We're overhand here. At the bottom of the turn, pivot left, come out underhand. Switch your feet, so you step your left foot back or step your right foot forward, whichever. At the top of the turn, pivot left again, and you'll come out in overhand. Your right foot should be in the back, which is good because we're going to pivot to the right at the top of the turn and come out underhand. And then step your left foot forward, and then you're going to turn toward me, toward your right, over the top. Just to give you the physics of why I do it that way. If your feet are squared off like this and you're making a right turn, you have to turn the whole 180 degrees. If you have put your feet like this and you have any turnout toward the back foot, which is why I talk about the T stance, so the back foot is facing to the side, when you go to turn, you're already a quarter of the way there, or halfway to the 180, and it's really easy to just pivot to go side to side. And then this is why we then switch the feet so that we can repeat the gesture. Mechanics wise, I think it's the easiest way to get around. So the right foot is forward, left foot is back. We're pivoting in the direction of the back foot, so that's where the left one's back. Then we're gonna go into the split time giant in overhand here. When the left is at the bottom or the right is at the top, turn 180 degrees to the left and come out underhand. And then switch your feet, right foot forward, left foot back, and you're gonna turn 180 degrees to the left again, and you're back to overhand. And then when the right's on bottom or left is on top, your left foot is still forward, your right is back. We're pivoting to the right. When the right's on the bottom, left's on the top, turn to the right, and you come out underhand here, switch your feet. And then when the right's at the top, left's at the bottom, turn 180 degrees, back to overhand. Okay, we'll do that again. We're overhand here, left foot in the back, right foot in the front. When the left's on bottom, right's on top, pivot left, 180 degrees. Then switch your feet. Your right's in front, left's in back. Pivot 180 degrees to your left, back to overhand. Don't switch your feet. Your left is still in front, right's in back. Pivot right 180. Switch your feet, left's in front, right's in back. Turn 180, back to overhand.